Go ahead, put it on real tight. Hope you brought your best tonight. They say they got the fireworks, yeah, they say they got the show. Here around the chutes, you're the best, so let's go.
This is Texas Toast. I'm your host, Miss Helen. Kick back and enjoy as we toast the best from Texas.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Texas Toast. I'm Miss Helen, along with one of our favorites, Bri Bagwell. Hello, Bri. And Whiskey is joining us also.
She's here. She's upset, but she's here.
Yeah, a little thunder, a little rumbling.
Yeah, she's not okay.
She just wants mama. I love your hat. I'm like drooling.
Thank you. This morning I had a podcast and I looked like a totally different human on that one, but I'm doing some reels for Texas Boot Company. They sent me some boots. So I had to actually get ready, and I thought, oh my gosh, Helen's going to think I really have it together, but I really don't. It's just,
I know, because I really don't today. Like the weather's I was at the tire shop. I've got an issue with a brand new tire, but anyway, so I've been out running around. So, all right, we're going to talk. We're here to visit about your super amazing new album that you just came out with, Corazón y Cabeza. And there are some touching songs on here. There are songs that I have literally got goosebumps. I've sat and cried. I've sat and thank God that I'm in the position I'm in today. And you just did a bang up job. But I think, first of all, I want to talk about the cover photo, because I think it introduces, you can just look at that. And then when you get into the music, it just goes together. So tell me about that photo shoot.
Yeah, thanks for noticing that. My PR team was like, hey, we want to get these stylists for you in Nashville. And I've never done a photo shoot where I had hair and makeup and a stylist and a PR team and a photographer. And I was kind of like, all right, I'll do whatever y'all want me to do. Well, they had this red dress with a bunch of tulle. And I was like, no, that's not really me. If you know me, I'm not really that person, like a fluffy red dress. And they talked me into it, and I was like, okay. And then when we got the pictures back, I was like, well, now this is going to be the record cover. So I'm glad that I stepped a little bit outside of my comfort zone. I wish I could say that was all my imagery and my ideas, but it really wasn't. So kudos to the PR team and the stylists for that.
And it was obviously meant to be, because it just rolls with the theme. So currently out to radio, going up the charts is Free Man. And so let's talk about that banging song, because it happens. And so what was your inspiration behind that song?
Yes, that one was inspired by jury duty. I had jury duty earlier this year. And so we actually had all the songs for the next recording session picked out. And I wrote Free Man 2 weeks before we went into the studio. So it replaced another song. So it was a last minute addition. And I didn't even have the third verse written. I just knew I could do it. So I think when we recorded it in the studio, it was still missing that final verse. But I was just in jury duty, don't you wish we could put some of our exes on trial and just be like, here's all the evidence of how you got away with murder, basically.
Yes. And so, I'm going to save that thought for a little bit later. So another song, and I'm going to hit the songs that really, really touched me. And I like Sarah. I Was a Sarah.
Right. We all know Sarah. It doesn't surprise me that you're a Sarah, because you're so awesome. But yeah, Sarah was inspired by maybe one of my friends of that name. And it's so hard to watch one of your best friends who's such a good person just get treated not how they deserve. So Sarah kind of represents maybe a few of my friends. But I asked a certain Sarah, I was like, do you want me to change this name? I could make it Kara or Tara or anything. And she said no. So I just left it as Sarah. So that's pretty crazy. But the response from that song has been people just like you, some of my best girlfriends sending me pictures of, them crying and they're like, you wrote this about me. And I'm like, I know, right? For a lot of people that I know, current or like you said, in their past lives,
Then we step it up a notch with Josefina.
Oh,
I love it. That is and there's something about your voice on that particular track, on that particular song. It's something in you, and it's just man, That is the best. I mean, it's like the Revenge Over Ice. To me, Revenge Over Ice equals freedom in this particular. But yeah.
Thank you. That just got a cool write-up that it's like this, I don't know, it was I'm getting them all confused now, but the lady said it was like the best murder ballad she's heard since Goodbye Earl, which was
Right.
pretty funny. I like that. So Paul and I went to Marfa to finish up like 4 or 5 songs that needed polishing and needed finishing. And so he wrote one line of the bridge. So I'm not sure if he wrote Serve Your Revenge Over Ice or if that was me. We don't know. We're not gonna argue about it, but he helped me. I do know that at the end, the last chorus goes, pour him some more, Josefina, instead of pour me amor, Josefina. And that was
Yes.
Paul. So that was a really cool, like Spanish English word flip there.
Yes. So I love that one. And then one that we talked about on Texas on Tap is Hello Highway. And I have a feeling that has a lot to do with you being on the road.
Yes, I wrote that. I had gotten back on the road, actually just to go see my family, like kind of when COVID opened up for the first time. And I was driving my Sprinter and I was like, oh my gosh, I missed the sound of the tires on the pavement and the feeling of just being on the road. And I hadn't been on the road for a long time. So I wrote Hello Highway mostly from the driver's seat of the Sprinter van.
And that's a kind of song that I know what it represents, but it's like, it is that kind of driving, singing along song, Hello Highway. And then I really enjoyed also Till I Can't Let You Go. And now I'll never look at my wine glass the same.
I wrote that song on the piano and I had to put the words magic trick in a song. And I was really stuck. And so anytime I'm stuck writing, I always just ask myself like, okay, what's true to me? And what's true to me is like when I need a problem to disappear, at least for a little while, then my magic trick is wine. So whether that's healthy or not, it helped me through a lot of relationship ending. And so I just put it in a song and I've been playing that one in the middle of the show on the piano. And people really seem to relate to it when I play it that way. So
yes, yeah. And then moving on to, I call this one the Heck Yeah song, Table Manners. The cigarette part cracks me up. Flat broken a smoker. That's how you left me.
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes we end up picking up the bad habits of our partners, and or we invest. I feel like women especially, like I'm not the only one that you invest so much in a relationship and then it ends and you're like, I've spent so much time and money and now I smoke cigarettes. What? Who am I? Like I'm broken, and so it's mostly a fictitious song, but
yes.
It's really fun. And the band all morning has been texting about they really want to add this song into the set.
That was something I was going to ask you.
It's not in there, but I guess starting on Friday, it's going to be in there. So
yeah,
I know the words.
Yes. Yeah, that would be a good one. And then kind of take things down a little bit. The Dust is so good. It's just kind of a take you away kind of song.
I think Rachel did such a good job of matching the instrumentation with, there's like an accordion on there and it's super dreamy. It's fairy tale. It's so that song, actually, I wrote that like the very first week Paul and I were dating. I wrote what I thought was the first verse and the first chorus. And then he sent me back what ended up being like the real chorus. So we wrote that one together and it kind of took we waited like 2 years to finish it because the second verse, we didn't know where to go. So we actually went to kind of like a fictitious place, but it's still a love song and he sings and plays guitar on that. And like you said, cool. The track is just dreamy. It's a dream.
Yes, it is. And then I've got a couple more to talk about, but I could talk about them all. I didn't know where. I just want to talk about Trenches real quick.
Oh yeah. It's like the most streamed song by a lot. And I almost didn't put this on the record. I was like, this is too personal. Not that I was embarrassed or anything. It's just, I didn't think anyone else was going to relate to this. It's like Paul and I love escaping to Mexico and we do a few days here and there when we can. And then we haven't been in so long because we've just been like, clawing our way through life. I think I already said that once today, but, and so I always kept saying, honey, we're in the trenches. And so when I had to write a song that week, I had to use the word Hemingway in a song. And so it's pretty crazy how like the word Hemingway, that whole song was born of just that idea of like being on a beach, reading a book and compares to real life, which is just like really been hard for both of us, like lately getting back in it. And we're still dealing with the after effects of COVID. And it was just kind of a crazy time. So that song now, I just can't believe that that's people's favorite. I would have never guessed.
I do.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. It's encouraging. All right. So now the one that brought me to tears that I want, and this is the Living Love Letter, Old Together. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
That, because it's like talking about the 3 songs we talked about earlier in bad relationships, and now my plus one Kept Run. It's like, I know we're not young, but we're not old, but that song really, it just, it touched me and made me think of my honey. And yeah.
That's so awesome. It's a strange thing because one of my best friends sent me that picture, that song over videos of her and her dog. And she's like, this song is me and my dog, which is so, like, I had no idea that I couldn't even think of it in those terms. Like I can't even begin to think about songs with this dog, but like people are relating to it in different ways that I would never expect. And I definitely wrote that song because you think you love somebody, and then when you're like, oh my gosh, I am like actually super in love and I'm super happy, instead of just being like elated all the time, I found out that I was like, okay, I'm a little scared. Like it's really terrifying being in love. Like it's much more scary than I thought. And of course, like losing Kylie Rae a couple of years ago really kind of made me think just about what I would want to say if something sudden ever happened. And I thought I might as well get it out now,
Yeah, good job on that one. That's a very special song. So we've talked about a lot of the music, talked about the cover. Now I know you had your big album release party at Green Hall, which looked like it was a hoot, and it was emotional, and it was just a great time for you and your team and your band.
Yeah, we had a ball. It was kind of everything that I could have dreamed, like you worry because you don't want to put so much pressure on a day that you end up disappointed. So I was kind of trying to put no pressure on it, and just everything went really smoothly. The crowd was like beyond amazing. All of my friends coordinated and everyone was wearing red. So they surprised me with that. I had my producer there that sang with me the whole time. We had my brothers there, my family there, and yeah, the band killed it. And it was overall just like a really perfect night. I'm so glad. I've played Green Hall before, but there was like a little bit of pressure on me to sell it out, and I didn't love that, because it's like, okay, now I'm at this place, like now we got to sell it out, but it sold out before doors even opened, so I got to cry and get it all out.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So speaking of the album and the recording process, how long have you been working on this project?
I'm trying to think, because I know the first session was in 2021 when I went to Nashville. We recorded the first 5 songs and we were all wearing masks, and it was still, so definitely I would say middle of 2021. And then the second session was February of this year. And so yeah, at least, but then I've been writing before that, and some of these songs I've been writing since my last project came out. So I want to say it's been 4 years since my last like full length project. So it feels like I've been working on it for 4 years, but it's probably been a couple of years really. And Rachel and I do a lot of pre-production. We can't go into Nashville unless the songs are perfect. We know the key, we know the tempo, because we don't have any time. We did 5 songs in one day. And then this February we did 6 songs in one day. So
wow.
They have to be like really ready.
So you were prepared, and you knocked it out of the park. This is one of the best albums that I've ever heard. I mean, like I had some quiet time one night, and it's kind of hard around here to have some quiet time. And actually people weren't around, and I was just sitting outside looking at the stars. And I thought, okay, now's my quiet time. And I'm telling you, I spent at least a couple hours. Yeah. Just listening. So, you mean the world to us. I'm so proud of you with this album. So what else you got coming up? I know y'all got some shows going on.
Yeah, I was looking today. We're going to like, all over Texas, New Mexico. We're going on a cruise. We have a bunch of dates on the website that just got uploaded. So please go check those out. We're going to Steamboat and then Key West beginning of the year. So there's just a lot going on tour wise. We're really opening the floodgates back up. I kind of took a minute while the record was coming out to like have a breath and not be so busy, but I just looked today and we're back to busy. So buckle up, Kyle. We're hitting the road hard, and it's been really fun. Shows have been really good. So I'm gonna hopefully that trend continues. But thanks for listening to the record. Like, I appreciate that very much.
Oh, well, you know how much I love you, but I had to have that quiet time. And I know, that you work hard, you have such good work ethic, and everyone just loves you. And I'm so happy that we got to talk, because I know Kyle and I had kind of been talking about the album, and then this is how he and I roll. It was like, I thought next time Kyle and I talk, I really want to have Bri on, because I can't contain myself. We got to talk about this. And then he sent me a text. I'm like, reading my mind. Yes, let's do it. So yeah, Corazón y Cabeza. Actually,
great job.
Heart and head.
Right. Yes, that's
translates
right.
to.
Yeah.
So,
I've
all
been
right.
saying hands and feet, like as a joke. I was like, it translates to hands and feet, and the other person didn't laugh, so I don't use that joke anymore. So,
That's funny.
yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Bri, and Whiskey.
Yes, thank you. She says thanks for letting her join in her Thunder jacket. She's having a meltdown.
Well, hopefully I'll get to see you soon. Our tour season's kind of going down, so maybe I can get to a show soon. If not, I think I'll see you in November. So thanks again, Bri, for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
And with a heavy tongue, she knew where I was from. As she left, I dared to say, well, you can go to hell. Hell, I'll go to Texas. I've had my fill of every place but home. Well, take away